Tricey Love, that's what's up, Tricey Love. What's up, my beautiful people? Today I want to talk about listening and obedience. What God says, what we hear, and what we do. So, hey, my beautiful souls. Hey, loves. Thanks for being here. My name is Tricey, and today, y'all already know, I want to talk about something that has been really foundational in my journey and in the lives of so many other women that I mentor and walk with. And that's listening. Not just hearing, but listening. And then moving into obedience. Have you ever felt the tug of God's voice? Like a whisper. Like him whispering, letting us know the next step. And then you find yourself stuck, uncertain, or even like afraid to act on it. You are not alone, okay? Trust me, a lot of us can relate. Like, have y'all ever tried to move forward in love with your partner? Or even like moving forward in your healing journey or your business or even your purpose. And then you discover that listening and doing don't always go together. I want to speak to those few today. I just believe we're in a season where God is speaking to us and asking us to listen, to lean in, to respond in faith, and also to listen to the people that he placed around us, our partners, our teams, our mentors. Because being obedient isn't just being obedient to God alone, but it flows into the relationships that we carry, the mission that we serve, and the calling that we step into. So I want to start by just focusing on the source, our relationship with God, hearing God. If you was to ask me, what does it mean to hear God? For me, it means taking time in quiet, listening to him in the stillness. It means reading his word, but also listening to his voice beyond the pages. Hearing God is trusting that the same God who spoke creation into existence can speak into your life. Y'all, it's a verse in the Bible. James chapter 1, verse 22 through 25. And it says, but be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. I heard that and I'm like, okay. It's not just listening, it's us actually taking action as well. Of course, I had to look at my own life. And then I realized, like, it's moments where I know I heard God. And I felt that pull and I sensed something. But I didn't move. I waited. I hesitated. Or I doubted. And I let that space fill up with my inactions. The message that God gave me grew cold and eventually slipped away. And that's why it's important for us to listen and obey. Being obedient is the evidence of our love and our trust for God. It's also this verse in the Bible from John, and it reads, "If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you and your joy full." To me, that is so dope because it's written that all we have to do is listen and be full of joy. So dope. Yeah, I was going to skip over it, but let me just read like a few of these scriptures that I looked up, y'all. So Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 says, "This book of law shall not depart from your mouth, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous." Another one is from James chapter 1 verse 22 through 25. It says, "Obey God's message. Don't fool yourself by just listening. God will bless you in everything you do if you listen and obey and don't just hear and forget." That is so dope and deep to me. Let's talk about what does obedience look like in real life, though. Obedience in real life looks like saying yes when he says go, even when it's off your comfort zone. Obedience is trusting his timing when your schedule is saying, not right now. Obedience is speaking the word that he gives you to your partner, your children, your business, your purpose. Speaking up if he told you to. It's choosing to follow him even when the crowd don't. Even when your other patterns don't. It can be maybe he told you to stop chasing a relationship, to hold space for healing instead. Or maybe he told you to set a boundary. Or maybe he told you to step into the mic, the stage, that page. And you've been listening for too long, but you're not acting on it. Obedience is not about being perfect or perfection. It's about responsiveness. It's about the posture of our heart. Telling God, here I am, send me. Now, listening to others, such as our partners or our team members or our mentors, that's important too. Because we both live in a community. We are not solo. God places people around us. He places these people, like I mentioned, our partners, colleagues, team members, mentors. And part of our obedience is listening to them. Not instead of God, but because God often uses them to speak into our lives. Listening to your partner or those you choose to do life with. When you're in a relationship, listening means more than hearing words. It's actually tuning into their heart, their pain, and their dreams. It means responding. If your partner says, I feel alone in this, the response is in action. Here I am. When you are transitioning into love, listening becomes sacred. What is your partner needing? What are they like not saying? What is your shared next steps? Then listening to your team or your colleagues in your business. You have people you lead and who leads you. That means checking in, like, what's your perspective on this? Or where do you feel stuck at? Or how can I support you? And it also means staying humble. You may have a vision, but somebody else you might need your teammate to bring their gifts. And listening unlock those gifts. Listening to your mentors. That's important too, who you choose to be your mentor. They might help you get ready for your next level. And listening means taking their counsel. It means being open, being teachable, doing your homework. And there is a balance. Listening to God first, then the voices align within Him. I always say discernment matters. Sometimes we hear a lot of different voices, but we have to check against His word, His character, and His leading. I got a practical alignment tool for y'all. God speaks, confirm it with a scripture, or your mentor, or a teammate voice that resonates with that piece, and then take some action. Nah, if that little chain get broken, if you start to panic, you feel some doubt or some fear, pause, then just go back to listening. Because sometimes we hear God, but then we also hear our past, our rejection, our fear. And sometimes our team could be our children, our business, or your circle, or your mentors. And we can take those healing voices and align them all under one master voice. Sometimes that can be easier said than done, but we have to start putting this into our daily life, into practice. So how do you live out listening plus obedience in the everyday? I always say, or I would advise, to have that relationship with God and invite Him into everything that you do. Put Him on your schedule. In your morning routine, when you go to work, in your relationships, in your healing journey. Start your day with asking God, what is He saying to me today? What is my mission for today? Read a scripture and write down what stands out to you. And at work, we can put listening and being obedient by just asking ourselves, what is God asking me to do here? Who do I need to reach out to? Who needs to hear my story? Put it in our relationships with your partner or your teammate, and you can ask, what do you need from me this week? Or listening to God by asking Him, how have He spoken to you this week? How has God spoken to you? With your mentors, schedule check-ins, ask for some honest feedback, and be willing to listen and act. Put in listening and obedience in our healing journey. For those who love to write or journal, ask yourself, what am I hearing? What am I resisting? Or what's one action will I take this week to obey? I do believe that we are never alone. And when we act in faith, God moves. When we are obedient, we are honoring Him. Our relationships thrive when we listen to those who He have placed around us. So, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle, y'all, because I done had y'all long enough. But once y'all get done listening to this video, I want y'all to just do me one favor. Well, maybe a few. But I want y'all to take a moment and write down one thing that God is asking you to do in relation to Him, your partner, your team, your mentor, your work, your healing, and commit to doing it. Tell somebody that you'll do it. And then let that accountability fuel your obedience. All right, y'all. I'm about to skedaddle. Remember, when you hear and obey, you start to build your life. And when you listen and do, your joy increases, your faith deepens, and your impact expands. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for chilling with me. If you got this far in the video, y'all like the video. I appreciate it. I do. I like seeing the likes. So like the video and subscribe to my channel. Y'all want to hit 1,000 subscribers by 2026. So I need y'all help getting there. So subscribe to the channel. And I will catch y'all on my next one. Deuces.